Hey everybody, it's Aberguine, and we're back with another episode of Inherit the Earth, Quest for the Orb. We've basically just been accused of stealing the Orb of Storms, which predicts the weather. We've now also got, let's see if I can remember the name, Captain Eeah and I believe Sergeant Ock, of the Elk and Boar tribes respectively, basically tasked with kind of just watching over us to make sure we don't run away while we're trying to find the orb. And first things first, while we're at the fair, we might as well ask as many people what they know about the orb. Let's just continue kind of milling around the fair here and see what we can't find out. And maybe we'll leave the fair. We'll probably will leave the fair by the end of this episode. I would kind of hope so, but let's see who else we can talk to. Let's see, can I open? Ooh, I can. It doesn't look like there's really anything in here. Oh, I hit high for inspect. Inspect is not a thing in this game, apparently. Maybe look at.
I just know I'm going to want a nice warm bed like this in the near future.
Don't we all?
It's just an old table.
Well, it's rather insulted now.
Nothing special about it.
Well, aren't we just judgy today? Alright, well, that was informative. So let's see, so we just got through talking to this little ferret merchant here. She's selling her sculptures. We got yelled at by this guy a minute ago, in the last episode that we just recorded. We talked to a rat who was actually pretty helpful. Let's see. I love that, just eat. Oh, that's fun. Let's see. Ooh, you. Let's see if we can get to this person. Looks like a ferret, I believe. Otter, come here. Talk to Otter.
Excuse me, friend. Could we ask you some questions?
Time is money, my friend. If you want one, it will cost you the other.
But we have very little money, and we will need it for our quest to find the Orb of Storms.
Sorry, friend. Like I said, no dime, no time. Bye now.
Perhaps keeping your head attached to your body has some value to you.
Yes, it certainly does.
Oh, that works too. We don't have any money at the moment, so...
Now then, what were you doing last night when the orb was stolen?
I was playing dominoes out behind one of the tents. Honest, I was there all evening.
And others can vouch for that fact?
Sure, plenty of people saw me.
Do you know of anyone who might have stolen the orb?
Are you joking? I know plenty of people who might have stolen it, but I don't know of anyone who did steal it, and that's the truth.
You seem to associate with a fairly unsavory lot. Have you heard any rumors among your companions?
Not a thing. Most of the people I know are into petty theft. Nothing as big as an orb.
But the orb is quite valuable. You and your friends have every motive for stealing it.
Suppose I did steal the orb. What would I do with it? You can't fence something like that. No, stealing the orb is way out of my league.
What do you know about the orb?
No more than anyone else. It's the orb that predicts the weather and tells when to plant the crops. It's been around since the time of man. That's all I know. Honest.
Do you have any advice for us on our search?
This thing is big. It's much too big a job for one person.
You mean one person could not have stolen it?
One person might have stolen it, but it would take a whole syndicate to either use it or get rid of it. Whoever made off with it is bound to have some really powerful contacts.
Well, my friend, if you run across any information, we would be most grateful if you would share it with us.
And if you don't let us know, it will make me most displeased. Do we understand each other?
We most certainly do. If I hear of anything, you'll be the first to know.
See that we are. Farewell.
Well, I do wish that didn't take place behind these two trees that covered up like 90% of the on-screen action there. So, my bad, but it's a little hard to kind of flag people down as they're kind of running around here, or morphs down as they're kind of running around here. So yeah, let's see. How big is this fair? It can't be too big. We just talked to him the last episode. Ah, you look interesting. Who are you? Oh, well, here. Riff. Pathing. Okay. Talk.
Pardon me, my friend. I'm conducting an investigation. Would you mind answering a few questions for me?
You want to ask me questions? I'm not very good at answering questions, but I'll try.
Where were you last night?
I know this one, and don't tell me. Let me think.
Mr. Bear,
Wait a minute. Let's see. Last night, today I'm here. Oh yeah, last night I was here too. I was getting my wares ready to sell.
and what exactly is it that you sell?
Sweets, fruit on a stick, honey on a stick, honeyed fruits on a stick. If it's sweet and will fit on a stick, I'll sell it.
Man, now I want some honey fruit on a stick. That sounds good.
Who do you think might have stolen the Orb of Storms?
That's a hard one. Who stole the orb? Let's see. I think it was the thief.
The thief?
That's right. If you find the thief, you'll have the person who stole the orb.
I mean, there's logic in that.
Why do you think someone, the thief, might have stolen the orb?
Maybe it was pretty. Maybe it tasted good. Maybe it was fun to roll around and play with.
What do you know about the Orb of Storms?
It's been stolen.
I know it's been stolen. I just don't know by whom.
I'll bet it was that thief you were talking about.
I didn't say there was a thief. You did.
There wasn't a thief? That's good. It'd be awful if someone stole one of those orbs.
What advice would you give in searching for the orb?
Let's see. Take some warm clothes, especially your mittens, and a warm hat. And don't forget your galoshes. Always be polite and say please and thank you.
I mean, that's still solid advice.
What's that?
What's what?
I believe I heard someone calling me.
I don't hear.
Thank you so much for your time and trouble, Mr. Bear.
And don't take any wooden nickels.
Alright. So, let's see. Now, I don't think I mentioned, I have actually played this game before. I didn't play it, back in the 90s. I didn't have access to this game back then. I did actually play it about a year ago, so it's not a terribly long game. I do remember where most things are, I think. I'm sure it'll be entertaining as I get promptly stuck behind houses. Buildings? Whatever the heck this is. Ooh. Well, is there anything I can open? I don't really think there's anything in
Nothing
any of the
special
buildings
about
here.
it.
Well, yeah.
What are you looking at?
Okay, let's walk out. Okay. I can't remember if there's any more NPCs walking around that we need to talk to. I don't think there are, but I do know the two things that we need to do before we can leave the fair. So let's see. Maybe we'll just explore the fair a little bit before I try doing what I know I have to do. Drink. But yeah, this whole fair really makes me think of the Renaissance Fair. I call it Renfest. What I'm referring to when I say Renfest is the Texas Renaissance Fair, which as far as I know, it's one of the biggest ones there. And you know what? It's really fun. I haven't been in years at this point, and especially not because of this last year, But yeah, honestly, just a lot of fun. And I think, like I mentioned in the last one, I've been seeing, like a handful, not a whole lot more, maybe like a few fursuiters here and there. It's really interesting. I'd recommend if you do go, make sure you got some solid shoes, something that you don't mind getting muddy, because it doesn't matter how dry it's been, there will be mud. There is always mud at Renfest. And it is mostly family friendly as far as I know, but, there are some bits that are for mature audiences, and they are pretty good about, giving people kind of a heads up about that. But, if you get a chance to go check it out. It's really fun. And I say the Texas Renaissance Fair. This could be any of your local Renaissance fairs. You know, I bet they're all fun. Just, yeah, make sure you bring some good shoes. Maybe some sunscreen if you think you're going to be there all day. But, you know, and just remember to have fun. Okay, now that I'm done aimlessly walking around in circles and not finding any more NPCs to talk to, let's go talk to the NPCs I know we have to talk to. Okay.
Excuse me.
Ah, you wish to have your fortune told. What is your name?
My name is Riff, and I come here seeking information.
Information is my business.
Not information about myself, but rather about the Orb of Storms.
Ah, so you are the one sent to seek the orb. Bid your friends wait elsewhere, and I will supply the information you seek.
Now then, about the Orb of Storms.
Patience, my handsome friend. First, let me see your palm. Interesting. You may now ask your questions.
I suppose you were in your booth last evening telling fortunes?
Now, who is telling fortunes? I was here, Kittling, all evening.
I do find it kind of interesting that instead of the, you know, the crystal ball that you would expect from a fortune teller tent here, that she has these, like, sort of glowing crystals. I don't know, I feel like that would be kind of like, you seem to be pretty interested in having orbs. Where would you go with the Orb of Storms? But I don't know, maybe that was an intentional choice. You know, if not, I like it. I think it's fun.
Perhaps you could look into your crystal and tell me who did this deed.
Very well. I can see forms, many forms, but I cannot make them out. I sense great power. Your quest will be a most dangerous one.
For what purpose was the orb stolen?
If the thief would sell information on the seasons and weather to other tribes, it would make him very rich indeed.
What do you know of the orbs?
I know that the Orb of Storms is but one of several. I also know that all of the orbs are somehow linked to a great intelligence from which their powers are derived.
And what is the source of this great intelligence?
That is a mystery that died with the humans.
What advice can you give me on my quest?
I suggest you examine the scene of the crime. You may find other pieces to your puzzle there.
You mean journey to the sanctuary of the Orb of Storms?
Yes. There you will find the old one, Elara. She may help you, but first you must convince her that your heart is true.
Then I shall be on my way. Thank you for your help and counsel.
Will you not tarry a while longer? Perhaps a soft bed will rest and refresh you for your journey.
My friend is being held prisoner. Until she is free, there will be no rest for me.
I see. Then off with you, handsome one. May fortune smile upon you.
I always think it's kind of interesting how the voice actors, I don't know, there's something about the voice actors that it seems like they really do match their animal species, the animal characters that they're kind of given there. You know, with the fortune teller here, she's got kind of almost like purring kind of quality to her voice. Ock has this very brutish kind of voice, and Eeah's got a much softer voice. And you know, I think, you know, if nothing else, it seems like they all had fun. Ooh, tell you what, we're just about coming up on our time limit here, so I think I'll wrap it up here, and yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. So until next time, have fun, stay awesome, bye-bye!